Evening, everybody. It's 6:11 on this Thursday afternoon, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 1779. Okay, chart on the screen is the oil. As you can see, got below down to just under 79 and immediately turned right back up. I'm not saying it's absolutely going to hold. In fact, technically, there are a couple of ominous signs here. But, you know, 75, 78 to 80 is just a magnet. I mean, since we came up through that 75 in July 24th, um, we've not come anywhere close to it. Today's low was 78.95. This low over here, right after that huge run from 67 and change to 82. The low was 78.69. So pretty close. 2 days closing up $1.01 today. So I think that's a pretty decent sign. Like I said, what we're getting here, though, is we've gotten the 5 day to roll over. And as of today's close, the 5 was going through the 20 to the downside. Maybe we can get 76 or 77 out of it on this decline. But today's action was really all about the 10-year notes. To give you an idea, that 10-year note is up 35 basis points. It closed 431 today. 35 basis points for the month. The month's only half over. In point of fact, it's moved almost 20 basis points this week, and the week's not over. So we'll have to see how everything else looks. But I did want to show you, we did get a lower close that I was mentioning last night and in Sunday's letter. The low here on the, well, let's go to the weekly because it's a little more obvious there. On the weekly, the low close is right here. That is 119.04. Today's close, 119. So it's not by much, but it is lower. That's the 30-year. Now, let's take a look at the 10-year. Same time period, same kind of look. And what you'll see is that not only haven't we broken it, we've closed. Well, we haven't broken it yet. The low here is 108.265. Today's low is 109.035. However, the closes in here are at, let's see, 109.255. Today's close 109.150. So that is meaningful, and it is moving lower. And that pressures the market. Okay, I want to make a statement. I'm going to go off script here a little. What's going on here in this market is not investing. This is momentum speculation with a little bit of fear of missing out getting thrown in. This market is getting to a critical point where nothing makes any sense. And it just doesn't happen that often. And when it does, it is ugly. Um, everybody is talking about inflation and soft landings and no landings and Magnificent Seven and a whole lot of other bullshit. But when it comes to fighting inflation, and the union tells Ford that they want a 40% rise in their wages, that makes inflation and earnings definitely on the wrong side of the scale. Um, Earnings are a funny thing. You don't get a lot of declines in earnings. They go up a little more. Maybe they sit still for a year or 2 years or 5 years. But the fact is, they don't go down. Not really. And so that's one of the stickiest parts that there is. And getting back to the momentum side of this, on what planet, in what universe is it normal for the biggest grocer in the US, which means probably in the world, to move from a high today of 444 billion market cap down to 416 billion? On what planet is it normal for a company of that size to move 6.5% from the high to the low today? And they beat. I mean, Walmart traded 164.45 this morning once the market opened, which is kind of a tough thing to justify trading in the extended hours. The high was only 161.14. It traded down to 155.02. And the last right now in the electronic session is 155.30, down 396. That's almost $10. 27 billion in market cap for the range for the day. Okay, so now you've heard about Walmart. Rost stores beat. It had closed at 113.06, down 217. Immediately traded up to 122.45. The last is 119.27, up 404 or 3.5%. CVS was horrendous today. This morning when I talked to you, it was down about $5, just under $5 in the 67 and three quarters area. It traded down as low as 64.62. Last is 66.50, down 6.22 on the news that California's Blue Cross is getting rid of Caremark, a CVS subsidiary, as their manager um, for meds, and going with Mark Cuban's Cost Plus, which is they mark up wholesale costs by 15% and no more. So we'll see how long that hurts. Okay, just want to mention one more thing before I end this. Everybody knows about the horrendous problems in Maui. It's just unbelievable. If you've ever been there and you see what the pictures look like, it is genuinely disturbing. I mean, I hate to put it this way because it isn't, but it looks like Nagasaki. I mean, there are shells of buildings where there's anything left. I bring that up not because I'm so concerned about it. What I'm concerned about is anybody who looks at the income side for HE, Hawaiian Electric. Um, the yield is 11.96%. That's $1.44 a share. Believe me, it's not going to stay there. Before this started, 2 weeks ago, the stock yielded 3.73, so almost 12% is, questionable, and that's always a question when you're looking for dividend income. Why is the dividend so high? Is it high because they're making money and raising the dividend, or is it high because they're having a horrendous time and the price of the stock is down? Just as a matter of information, this is what happened with PCG, Pacific Gas and Electric. When the first fires started in mid 2017, the stock was $71. By the beginning of 2018, after one fire season, the stock was 37. The next year, it recovered a bit from 37, it hit 49, and then they had the next round of fires in 18 to 19, and the stock hit 5. Worked its way back up to a high of 25, and then the 19 to 20 fire season happened, and it wasn't quite as bad as everybody thought, but PCG made a settlement that year with everyone, and the low on the stock was $3.55. Now, from 2021 till now, the stock has been in a range of 10 to 18. Today it closed 1666. The point is, these things, these kind of catastrophic issues, regardless of whether it's climate change or, you know, poor maintenance for the lines or whatever it is, the bottom line is the stock came from 71 to 355, and it's only managed to get back to 17. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're looking to see what there is around. All right, everyone, I'll be back first thing in the morning. Have a good evening.